Welcome to Dirk's Milan Unboxing. We haven't only got a busy boxing weekend across the world, we also have a busy weekend here, right here in South Africa. Now on Sunday at the Boyson's Boxing Club, a fighter that I've seen coming up through the ranks. I was privileged enough to be doing ringside commentary on QSA Sports and later SABC. So I saw this young man, Abdul Aziz Kunert, develop. And he will be fighting for the vacant South African featherweight title. Title's been vacant so long, at last they're getting it on. And he's fighting a dangerous fighter from the Eastern Cape, Asanda Gingqi. Now, Kunert is 10-0 with only 2 knockouts. What I liked about him is he keeps improving from fight to fight. He likes to stand in the pocket and mix it a lot. He's a volume puncher, he's very busy, he's got good fitness, and he outworks and outfights his opponent. But he's got quick feet, he's got quick hands, and I've always thought he's better suited to boxing. And in his last fight, which is almost 2 years ago now, there's a big inactivity fight factor going here. He knocked out Mfusi Makai, his best opponent up until that date, seasoned campaigner with a single right hand in the second round. So I think he has improved his power. So he switched camps to Colin Nathan in the Hot Box Gym from the Bryce stable here in Cape Town. So there's a lot of question marks. We have to see how well he gels with his new trainer. Colin is an accomplished trainer, probably the most accomplished or one of the most accomplished trainers currently in South Africa. But we'll have to see if it gels, because the trainer can be how good and the fighter can be how good. If it doesn't gel, then Kunert's going to have problems, because Asanda Gingqi, he is also undefeated, and he's sort of opposite of Kunert. Now, he's sort of a stalking, steady pressure fighter, and he's got his hands up high, and he walks his guy down. He walks his man down. Very good jab. He's a great body puncher, and he's got heavy hands. I've also been lucky enough to see him firsthand there in the Eastern Cape, when in one of a few fights that he went the distance against Tato Bonakwane. We know Tato Bonakwane is a tough campaigner. He's a guy that you have to be on your P's and Q's over. He doesn't necessarily get over the hump. And Gingqi won well enough, but Bonakwane gave him some problems. He didn't run through him. So Gingqi, I would say his weaknesses is he doesn't move. It's not a lot of there's not head movement really, and he doesn't move his upper body. He blocks and he parries, and his offense is his defense. Great jab, great body shots, but you can hit Asanda Gingqi, and if you are clever, you can neutralize him to an extent. Now here is a big question, because it's a nice style matchup. I know, don't jump down my throat, I know the fighters are not nearly on that same level, or probably never will be, but I'm thinking of Julio Cesar Chavez against Meldrick Taylor, Gingqi being Chavez, a body puncher, the come forward guy, and Kunert being Taylor, the guy with the rapid fire combinations. Now, Kunert has shown steady improvement. To win this fight, he's going to have to improve yet another step with all the inactivity in between. Against Mfusi Makai, he seemed to suddenly find some power, but he's got to be careful because he likes to stay in the pocket and exchange with guys, and I've seen him take many right hands in fights that he shouldn't take, and he's improved it somewhat, but he still likes to stand there and trade. So against Asanda Gingqi, he's going to have to use his speed. He's the quicker guy of foot and of hand speed. He's going to have to hit and be gone, hit and be gone, hit and be gone. He's got to box Asanda Gingqi and see if he can hurt him with one of those right hands that worked against Mfusi Makai. I doubt if it's going to work against Gingqi. And Gingqi really fights only one way. He's got to establish his jab, he's got to bang that body of Kunert, and he's got to keep him in the corner. Now, they have a common opponent, Mvuzo Kotobe. Kunert fought him 3 times, won all the fights on points. But just before Kunert and Kotobe's last fight, Gingqi knocked out Mvuzo Kotobe in 1 round. Now, I was at ringside with Kunert and Kotobe's 3rd fight, and Kunert won the rounds, but it was an entertaining fight because it was a high volume punching affair, and Kotobe kept punching back, he kept fighting back, he kept making Kunert work. Before that, when he fought Gingqi, you can see as soon as Gingqi hit him with a few shots to the body, Kotobe wasn't punching back and mauling and fighting away like he did against Kunert. It's almost like he stopped fighting like that. So I think it's clear that Asanda Gingqi is the better puncher here. I think that's a no-brainer. He's got the heavier hands. So it's really a style matchup. I think it's going to be a great fight. If Kunert can keep it on the outside, can keep moving and keep jabbing, can throw his combinations and get out and not stay in the pocket for too long, and if he can take what Gingqi throws, because Gingqi is going to touch him a couple of times, I'm sure of that. Now, Kunert's chin has held up so far. So far, he's got a great chin, but he hasn't fought a puncher like Asanda Gingqi yet. And with Gingqi, it's a question whether Kunert can get his respect to keep him off him, and how well he can cut off the ring. So it's really, to me, it's a pick 'em fight. I think the guys in the Eastern Cape will all go for Gingqi. The guys here in the Western Cape, Abdul Aziz Kunert is a man. He's a young man that I've interviewed a couple of times and so on. And as I've said, I've commentated his fights, so I'm kind of sentimental over Abdullah. But I've seen Gingqi as well, and he's a force to be reckoned with. So I think this can go either way. I think Gingqi can get close to him, work the body, slow Kunert down, and work him into a stoppage, or just get a knockdown or something and get over that way. I would be surprised if Kunert can stop Gingqi here. Mfuso or Makai was a little bit at the tail end of his career. Gingqi is on the up and up. Kunert is going to have to box here and simply outwork and outspeed Asanda Gingqi. Now, who is going to win? Maybe it's a hearty pick on my side, but I think both these fighters are good fighters. But I think Kunert, if he can improve one more time, and I've always seen him improve, if he can stick with what he had in his last fight and follow a game plan, because I know he'll have the right game plan in the corner. Can he follow it? Does he have the discipline to stick with it? If he can do that, I think he's going to win a competitive points decision. If not, if he goes back to what he's comfortable at, I think Asanda Gingqi can wear him down to a stoppage. But both have inactivity at play, so it's a very hard fight to predict. But I'm going to go for Abdulaziz Kunert here to win a close points decision on Sunday at Boyson's Boxing Gym. I think the fight is televised on SABC2 as well. So I'm going to roll with Kunert here. Maybe it's a hearty pick, as I've said, he's my own boy. But that's what I think if I'm forced to pick. But I think that's potentially the best South African fight of this weekend if I look at the stylistic matchups. So don't miss it. Live boxing, it seems, is back on SABC2. And until we see each other again, if you've watched this far, please press the like button, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe. And remember to keep your gloves up.